We are live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another special edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your coach Frenchie, directly from the booth, and we have to go all the way to the West Coast to find the co-host, Michael Devisl.
Pierre, we have a big trade to talk about.
It's an open trade right now. We are about 5 days before the end of the deadline of the trade deadline, and Hockey Nation Live Show was on the trade center booth this morning, and we did about the calendars with the New Jersey Devils, and you can talk about this if you want to at the beginning.
Well, I think it's a fantastic trade for the Islanders.
It's a great trade.
A huge, underrated veteran centerman in Travis Zajac. He's big. He plays a 200-foot game. He can contribute offensively, and he's a very good leader. He'll fit in with that dressing room really well. He played in the BCHL for Gary Davidson in Salmon Arm, and always spoke very, very highly of him. And they're not on the hook long term, so it fits in. They've made it, so that's the first part. The second part is they got a second piece to this that is, like, I think, going to absolutely bang it up in New York Islanders land. Like, Kyle Palmieri is a pain in the neck. He can score goals. He's gritty. He's not the biggest guy, but it doesn't matter. Like, he's kind of a lowercase Brad Marchand type guy. Like, he's definitely not Brad Marchand, but he can score. He can get 30 goals. He's gotten 30 goals before, and I think he's going to a much older, more established team, and he's going to be productive, I think, there.
I think so too.
I think this puts them in serious contention because even without Anders Lee, they were going to be a pain in the neck in the playoffs. They're knocking off top teams just by playing their game. What don't they have?
I'm just finished this. Like, first of all, the trade, honestly, is a deal between the Islanders and the Devils. The Devils sent Kyle Palmieri and Travis Zajac, and in return, they got two players in the American Hockey League. AJ Greer was drafted by the Colorado Avalanche, got traded to the Devils, and a trade to the Islanders. I think he was the one who was involved with the Dave and Toes trade, I believe. And then Mason Jobst got also a trade. And then they got also the first round pick 2021 and a conditional 4-round pick 2022. And also New Jersey retained 50% of salary from for the Palmieri and Travis.
Interesting.
So that give you an idea, honestly. The key on that one for the Devils is honestly the first round pick 2021. But I want to mention the class.
Good move.
I want to mention the Class C move from the New Jersey Devils here. I will tell you why. Zajac played for them since the beginning of his career. He has always played one team. That's it. And then Palmieri came for the Anaheim Ducks, like maybe 6, 7, 8 years maybe. And he was born in Smithtown in New Jersey, New York. And so they have two players established in NHL. Now, I don't know the contract in front of me. I should look about this before I talk about this, honestly. But I believe one of them have a close. I think Palmieri have a close. What's called it? Like no close trade, something like that.
Oh, he had to waive it.
Yeah, so we have to waive this, right? And my point to you is this part is. Yeah, you have a no MTC, but my point to you is this part is the New Jersey Devils, they could send them maybe somewhere else, right? Maybe at the list of the players, they could send them maybe in Toronto, whatever it is. The fact they stay there, they don't move nowhere. They just change the subway to go to the rink right now. They just change the colors of the jersey. Nothing changed for the family, for the wife, for the kids, for their life. And I think that's a great move because both of them are UFA next year. So that's gave another direction about what could happen. And I think I have to, New Jersey did something great. If you check my video yesterday, 2 days ago about the trade, Palmieri was on the trade, and I put New York Islanders on the top of the trade for him. And I think I was right. I knew it was going this way, but I never saw coming Travis Zajac on that trade. And I think that's the big piece behind that puzzle over there. I think we don't talk a lot about that because I think um, Islanders have some missing piece over there. And
Not much now.
I think um, now they have a choice to they're going to remove Bellows out of the lineup, right?
Oh, they
So
are. They're gonna. Yeah, he looks like he's like gonna come around, but
yeah, but not good enough to stay there and to be ready
not
for the
consistent
playoffs.
enough yet.
And then the second one is going to be between Wallstrom some night and also Komarov some night. If you look
Yeah,
out,
that'll be interesting.
if you look at rest of the team, nobody else can keep, you know what I mean? Like you have that the big guy third line, four line, right?
They're not. Yeah.
This is Gas Martin over there. They're not going to remove Nelson, Bailey, and
No.
Bouvier. And now you have Barzell right there with Eberle. And then you have also Peugeot at the bottom over there. So Komarov is the one right there, could be out for this.
Maybe, yeah. And I mean, I think they're gonna. I don't know. Is he? Have you noticed him much this year? Is he playing consistently?
Who?
Komarov.
No, he's in and out. He was a wave decline on the list. So we talk that.
Yeah.
The key for Islanders for him is because the salary cap, he has like $3 million. So I think overall it's a great trade for the New York Islanders. I think they just step one more.
Oh.
I'm still concerned a little bit about the defensive, but I think Varlamov, every time that they are great. They are the better position today. There was like 24 hours ago without, with Anders Lee out for the rest of the year. So they have to do one move to move that piece of the puzzle on the left, every time like that. You know what I mean? Like we'll see what who's going to play without, you know what I mean? That's I'm not worried about that. Want to be the right time to do that. I'll just give you an idea what happened with Travis Zajac. This year played 33 games, has 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points, and an average of 15.59, so 16. He's already played 1,024 games in NHL, 550 points, 18 minutes per game he play usually. And I think you mentioned one was about him, but nobody talked a lot about him. Is the leadership he is, the great teammates he has inside of him. And he's bigger to Palmieri as a 6'2" guy. Almost the same weight, but overall, I think he is. On the flip side, I think we did not see a lot of Palmieri during the playoff. Does it make sense? Like he never been.
Was he in the playoffs?
I'm sorry again.
You're saying in New Jersey?
No, yeah, so he didn't have a lot of game in the playoff.
His
career, right? So I think it would be a bigger element or a bigger impact during the playoff because I really believe he have a style to play.
He definitely. He's a little pain in the neck, Pierre.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like that's what I'm talking about. I don't say he's a little bit like Claude Lemieux, but he's a kind of player who can be that way where he can. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he'll elevate his game, I believe. I think
he's a 5-round
player there, Pierre.
I'm sorry again.
I think he had a real good player for the playoffs there. I think those are. I'm just like I think there's savvy moves by Lamoriello. He has a good relationship with Fitzgerald. He has a good relationship with Zajac. And Palmieri was a piece that Shero brought in to New Jersey for nothing. Like they got him from Anaheim for nothing.
Yeah,
and he just blossomed. When we saw him, he was a 1991 born player. When we saw him with the U.S. program, like at the under 17s and all the way through, because I was coaching at the 91s, he was just like this little guy that was a pain in the neck. He would score annoying goals and he would just piss everybody off. So he's a good player. I think that's a great fit. Both of them. They got. I don't know. Like I'm not. I'm trying to think. Like what about their defense? Are you worried about? Like what would you think they need? Just
they don't have enough. They don't have the same kind of depth they was before. Under the
loss of Taves.
You know what I mean? That you have Mayfield right now and Green on the bottom, right? So they have like something you have to maybe had something there now. I think the quality they have, they don't have last year is Thompson and Nate Thompson. I think he's really great. I don't think so. They're going to miss a lot Devon Toes.
He's really
But
good.
you have Grain with experience, but Grain with
He,
8,
he makes mistakes.
right?
He
And then you
struggles a
have,
little bit.
I think, Nick Liddy. Is it Liddy there?
Nick Leddy, his crazy story because he's got 25 points this year, Pierre.
Yeah. So
24
it'll be
assists.
interesting
He's
about
a
how they
great
go to that.
skater.
But I think the biggest hole was the left wing on the,
Probably, yeah.
you know what I mean, like Barzil, maybe like that. So it'll be
So it's just,
interesting.
I mean, if you look at the cap space, New Jersey picked up half the salary of some of the guys.
Yeah. They are no worry because they underly $7 million. So the
Yeah,
cap
so
space is,
that's what was my point. Like, I think they're going to have a little bit of room. They could make one more move, right?
they could, but I don't think so. They will.
Well, I
I
think
think
I wouldn't be surprised they got a D.
they could at some point.
So let's
But
just
it would
look at
be
the cap
interesting
space.
about that for
They
sure.
don't have much space, Pierre. They got like $500,000.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, so that might be the only thing. You're right. There's
They are
still
balanced. Right now. They have the munition to play against Washington right now.
oh yeah.
I think if you put Washington left, put Islanders right. Now you balance really, really, really about that. So it'll be interesting that just separate them with the rest at the bottom of the next 4. So we'll see. They have to play again. Maybe Boston in the playoff. Maybe maybe the Pittsburgh in the playoff. Malkin's back in the ice today, so it'll be interesting what Pittsburgh is going to do. And we're going to do, Michael, tomorrow a special edition of a special a show for the trade deadline. Like everybody, what is missing, the piece, everything like that, so we can go who's on the this part. So it'll be great to do that.
Well, shots fired today by Lou Lamoriello. I mean, he just tipped it all off. So this is a huge deal.
Yeah. You have other movements happening for sure, but this is a big piece, and no problem with quarantine and everything like that with no COVID.
Good moves.
I live at home.
Did Taylor Hall get pulled the other night?
Who?
Taylor Hall, I heard, was he pulled from the Buffalo game?
Yeah, he's the next one because right now, same thing they did with Palmieri. So they wait for him to get traded somewhere. That would not be surprised. Taylor Hall is going somewhere with another players now, like what he did with Palmieri. On my video, I put all a couple of direction, and I think it could be in Boston. His really name can be in Boston. He can now. He can be in Toronto. That would be like amazing there. I think that would be somewhere he can go there. I have a big discussion this morning with Florida. For me, I'll be honest with you, Taylor Hall is not going to do anything during the playoff. I will have more confidence in Phil Kessel at Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall is an intense guy. Like, I think he wants to play in the playoffs. He's got desire, and he's not a lazy guy. I just think his issues it's a lot of it boils down to decisions and puck management. And I think that's your issue. So if he's like, if you think back to John Tavares last year, John Tavares struggled in the playoffs. And honestly, it was choices. It was like choices of what he did with the puck. And that's the issue, I think, with Taylor. Taylor doesn't have multiple speeds. He's always high. He's always fast. And he's always powerful.
But do you think you can get Taylor Hall for the 3rd round pick?
That's too low, I think. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like you can move him to Colorado, and they could package him up, and he would really fit, I think, in Colorado. Because the other guy that's like that, frankly, is Nathan MacKinnon. And Nathan MacKinnon, he probably plays better with guys that play like that.
Yeah.
And Rantanen is so smart, and he's kind of like, he figures out what MacKinnon needs. And that's why they fit really well together. McKinnon's like always on, and Taylor's always on. So maybe
I'll be surprised you right now because nobody talk about this. I will not be surprised, and I don't know how they can do that to get him, send him in Vegas.
Man, that would be tight. Do you think he would?
What about Minnesota?
I don't think they need him. Minnesota, man. Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah.
they are so fast, Pierre. And it's not that just they're fast. Their puck control is phenomenal. Like the more I watch them, they have pinching up and getting back. The forwards have the puck on a string. Fiala's really amazing with the puck. Kaprizov's like another level. Like they're pretty damn impressive. I'm trying to think of why you would want anybody there. They're pretty good.
Yeah, but you still don't have enough depth if you don't have
Really, where are they? I don't know about that. Like, what are they missing?
Oh, the four line, third line, the bottom six is not like
That's not
like
Taylor Hall though. I mean, that's nothing
compared to other team in NHL. The only thing is they are strength right now is the defensemen play a bit better. Like they have a great fourth quadruor there. But I think compared to Vegas and Colorado, that's what they are missing.
I don't know. I don't know if I see that. Like if you look at their depth, I just don't think Taylor would be a great fit there. You got the top line is Ek, Kaprizov, and Greenway. Fiala, Rask. Rask is like resurrected, and then Nick Bonino, and then you got Zuccarello, Hartman, Johansson, and so the fourth line is Luke Johnson and Zach Parise.
Yeah.
So they're pretty good. I don't know. I'm not sure what I don't feel like they're missing any. The D is like phenomenal. Like Suter, Spurgeon, Brodin, Dumba, and they got Ian Cole, and then Soucy is your sixth guy, and he's making like $4 million, and he's way better than we thought.
I think the key of that part this year is because the impact of South first.
Look, check this out. So if you look at they're not even counting this right now. Marcus Foligno is on the IR, and so is Bukestad. So I don't know like what they're missing. They're pretty good. Like this is a crazy lineup. They're getting production here. They're getting production here. He played great last night. So it's kind of interesting. Like if you got Taylor Hall, like where would he fit?
I think Nick Bonino's second line should not be there.
He probably won't be because you got Zuccarello who actually plays up. So I think this is just like they mix up the lines. And by the way, Greenaway has had a great year and he looks great on the top line.
But I think like Luke Johnson and Kyle Rowe, it's very low about that.
But so again, that's because of this, right? Like they've got Bukestad and Foligno out.
Yeah.
So if you add those guys back in, Pierre, they're deeper than we think. That's a pretty deep lineup. I think we just totally underestimated these guys. Like, I could never have anticipated the impact. I mean, we guessed that Kaprizov might have that impact. Fiala still looks great. Greenaway's taking another step, and this guy's taking another step. And I thought this guy was done. I thought Rask was done. I thought Hartman was done,
And before yesterday, Fiala have not have a great year so far. So
what? No, he's got 25 points, 14 goals.
Yeah, but 4 points yesterday. So if you look at his season, game by game, you're going to see he don't have a really good start of the year.
He's ahead of last year. He's on pace for like 30 goals, which is probably like last year because he missed some time, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, the thing with watching him is his talent level is really, really high, which I think we kind of knew. But now with Kaprizov and Zuccarello, like he's got guys to play with at that level. It's pretty impressive. Like the way they were controlling the puck last night was crazy. I mean, they thumped a pretty good team, 8-3.
Yeah, at the end of the day, for me, last game is like not matter for me because Colorado, it was a 15 game with 1 point. At some point you hit the wall like that, and Krober was the worst game of his year. He never played that level that way, and it was just a bad game in this system.
He didn't play bad though. If you watched, he just had a lot of shots. Like that power play in Minnesota, I didn't realize how productive it is. And when you watch the puck movement, it's pretty impressive. You cannot take penalties against Minnesota. Their puck movement might be one of the top 2 or 3 in the league. It's pretty impressive. And the changes, like the
again, I'm not going to do Minnesota that way because it's only one game for me. But
Wow, for the whole
the
season.
the power play is what 14, 15. So it's not like, but they all play at the level better what everybody expect from him. So this you have to
Yeah,
give them.
I think that they're way ahead, and they're
You know what I
not.
mean?
It's not like by a little bit, Pierre. It's like they're a 600 team.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
I know that's my point.
68.
Like, yeah, yeah. But again, to play only one division, you have to be careful about those stuff like that, right? But
For
again,
sure.
they have a
That's a
great
good point.
year. Here, the point where I'm struggle with them, their differential is minus 19, right? Was it
No,
plus
it's
19?
plus 19.
Okay, I saw minus 19.
No.
Um,
116 for and 97 against. They got one
no,
of the best goaltending duos. Like
yeah,
I
of course,
mean,
they have
those
a
guys
good
have
year
been
over
they've
there
been
for
great in
sure.
every category. Anyways, not to emphasize, I just don't know if Taylor Hall's a good fit there. Well,
I
speaking
don't
of
say it's a
Taylor
good
Hall,
fit.
what do
I
you think
said
about Edmonton?
This game was funny because it's all about Leon Tresol scoring another hat trick. They had 60
Jeez.
point. McDavid now have like another goal, the goal winner, a really great goal again. They are. It's a bunch. It's a duo of two guys. That's what they are. Honestly, that's who they are in
When they're
Edmonton.
on, man, like they're tough to beat.
This Tresol, like, they have 20 points this year and they have 7-0 against Edmonton, against Ottawa. So, Ottawa cannot do anything again Edmonton this year. Whatever they can beat Toronto, Montreal, they struggle again the Edmonton, and they just wish now it's over for them. I think they have one more game to go, but they're not looking good against them, honestly. So it would be interesting what happened there. But it was all about Leon Dressel yesterday. Hat
Oh
trick
yeah.
again, So good
Pujaharju's
on
been
him.
quiet. Yamamoto's been quiet. Nugent Hopkins has fallen off lately. I haven't seen his name in a while.
Yeah, yeah. You
It's
have
to your
the
point.
five guys over there. You know what I mean? You have the five guys over there,
It's,
and that's who
it's
they are. That's the team in Edmonton.
it's
You can
crazy.
go like all the way down after that, but it's all about them. And
Absolutely.
unfortunately, I would
Does that
you not
work in the playoffs?
what
Does that work in the playoffs?
I'm always shaking my head. But if you look again, yesterday they have another 28 minute. They play about 25, 28 minutes. My
Holy
concern for that team over there, I'll be honest with you, is the durability of Mike Smith.
I agree.
After,
I think that's
after
the biggest thing. Like he's 13-3. Like that's not a career number for him. Like he's been pretty above. So it'll
the
be
only
interesting
thing
to
can
see.
maybe be is a little bit what Kudobin did last year, right? A gap of
Maybe.
3 months, he can like unbelievable, and then Kudobin is struggle all year this year. So
Yeah,
maybe it
maybe.
could happen for him. I just don't see Mike Smith to do it game after game, won the season, playoff start.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. That's going to be their Achilles heel for sure.
So for me, it's a team. I think they should patch up right now for the playoff. When I said patch up, is to get a couple of players around in NHL right now, open up on the market, and to just reach Edmonton.
They need something, Pierre. I mean, I know Cahoon's been good on occasion. Like they've had players that are good on occasion and then they disappear. And I don't know if that's just because they're playing the crap out of that top line. They need production somewhere else.
All it was mentioned to be there. They was talking about bring back
That's why I was
Taylor.
curious. Like, if you get Taylor Hall, do you suddenly have a second line where he's being centered by Nugent Hopkins and you let McDavid Draisaitl run with it?
Yeah, but again, like, listen, I watched the game against Montreal in Edmonton when they won the OT. McDavid played 4 minutes on the 4 minute 26 seconds.
But that's my point. Taylor Hall. If you get Taylor Hall, and you had a second line of Nugent Hopkins, Hall, and Yamamoto or something like that, does that solve the problem?
Yeah, the biggest problem they have right now in their hands, it's James Neal at $5 million, where he should be that guy over there. That guy is close
Yeah,
to 20. I mean, he should be with other players in front of Yamamoto and everything like that. And that's what he's missing. That's a piece of top six winger. They should, a guy like Palmieri, an example, everything like that. So around the league, you don't have a lot right now on the market to go that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for
it'd be
sure.
interesting to see that. You check the next game or
Let's see. So we had Montreal, Toronto. I don't know this.
um, more you watch Toronto, more you said they are only alone in this division. Honestly,
You think so?
everybody is.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, they're like a roller coaster.
It's Sunday are like I have the note here. Sunday are the last 1-6-0. They came back right now with a 5-0. Right now they are like they won the last five game and they are on the
Yeah,
road. They do very well. They are 8-1-1 the last 10 game. You can see
true.
that part. They separate themselves with the rest in the standing versus Edmonton and Winnipeg.
I mean,
The
two of
only
those
thing,
games against
the only
Calgary.
thing I think they struggle this year is more about it's Winnipeg. But overall,
Beat
you
them
know,
twice in a row.
they play. I don't know 30 minutes of the game yesterday against Montreal, and they dominate, and then they sit down, they wait, and they come back. They will play without Nylander. Montreal play without Gallagher and Price. On the flip side, Corey Perry scored 2 goals yesterday.
Jeez.
It was funny to see him, honestly. On the Toronto, Matthews scored his 28th of the season at the beginning of the game, and then you have Hyman score, and then the DJ Brody score his first of the year, and it was a puck hit the skate of Mete, and the puck goes straight to the late on. A bad luck goal from Montreal. Overall, they play hanging there. But what I'm excited to see that look like is going to be Toronto Montreal the first round. Um, it would be funny to see that because the one thing Matthews is he has like 0.79 goal per game against Montreal. He's the number 4 in the history in Montreal with the most goal against Montreal game by game. So it'll be interesting Matthews. But if one thing can surprise Toronto, and it's a Montreal now. Jack Campbell tied the win straight at the beginning of the year for the goaltender 10-0. He tied up Carey Price, and I'll see the next game he's going to, you know, go 11-0, become the most win for the start of the season as a goaltender. That will be interesting. His save percentage, Michael, the last 10 game is a 0.944.
Carey
So
Price.
no, Jack
Oh,
Campbell.
Campbell. Yeah, Campbell's been great. I mean, I think Campbell was he played very well in Los Angeles. Sorry, and the reality was they saw that Cal Peterson was ready, and Cal Peterson's got probably another gear over Campbell, but it's not like Campbell had really come of age in Los Angeles. So I'm not really surprised that he's doing well, but I mean, I don't know if I would have anticipated this. To your point, like Toronto doesn't have very many weaknesses talent-wise. So they have speed. They seem to enjoy playing for their coach. So they're firing on all cylinders. I still think it'll be interesting to see if they come up against an Islanders type team, like what happens.
So in the
I mean,
East
good
area of
news for
Toronto,
Campbell, right? Like,
in the East area of Toronto, Michael, they play since like over 100 years in NHL, right? This is the first time they have the most point in any line in any years after 40 games. Unbelievable.
yeah, that's
That's-
interesting.
yeah, I was shocked when I read this morning. So this is the first time they have like what 55 point, I believe, in 40 games, something like that. Never happened in the East area of
Oh, that's
Toronto.
surprising.
So I was shocked when I see that because you know what I mean. Like would be interesting. Look, 1.57,
That's
0.944.
awesome.
You know what I mean? It's
That's
unbelievable. You
pretty
think about
impressive.
my, Hutchinson 2.42. You talk about Anderson 2.91.
Yeah, it's kind of, and he's under 900, so they haven't even needed him. It's been
It's
pretty
still an
impressive.
injury.
There you got depth. They have a lot of pieces like that are underrated, like McDermott. Brody's played well. Justin Hall's been excellent. And then then you're not even touching on Morgan Riley and Jake Muzzin yet. So I don't know. They're a scary team talent wise. I guess again, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a little bit what the Chicago Cubs or those kind of team, like, they go to playoff and then you saw the cure, everything like that. That's what is happening this year. But again, I think we talked about this week, earlier during the week, is they have to learn before they have to fail before they win. And I think
Yeah.
for them, for this year, they go through the first round, great. You go to the second round, that's amazing. They fall after that, that's okay. The following year, that's what they should win. Like a little bit like Colorado right now. I don't
agree.
see how Colorado cannot make the Stanley Cup. Not
Well,
the win, but then make the final.
we're gonna find out. I mean, I hope that this is the year. It's kind of like a Tampa scenario, right? Where you're like waiting for them to get through. They've had bad luck. They've got all the pieces. I mean, they're in a fun, exciting team to watch, and they got some really, really high end players. Like,
Yep.
all right. So Vegas and St. Louis, is this right?
I think it was 3-1.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
I think it's only 3-1. The final score is 3-1, I believe.
I don't think that's right. Yeah, it was 3-1. Sorry.
Yeah. Tarasenko score at the beginning of the game. Semi Bless score. That's another one. I want to mention the first goal of the Jake Wellman in the NHL. We forgot to mention Luke Johnson did the same thing for Minnesota.
Oh, was that
last night?
This guy I thought would do a lot more, Pierre.
He got hurt at some point.
Wow.
So he's back in the lineup between those guys over there. The room you have inside that team is very hard, right? So you don't have the same spot, like year after year. So he played at sometime third, fourth line, but overall, good performance. St. Louis, they snapped their 7 last straight. So this is good news for them. Vegas, everybody have a slump, right? The Toronto got 2 weeks ago. Now it's Vegas. Is maybe last 5 game, maybe, I don't know, 5-4-1, something like that. I don't have the standing in front of me, but that's what they are, I believe.
Yep, 5-4-1, 1.
There you go, 4-5-1. Look, 4-5-1. So that gave you an idea. And during the time, Colorado step up over there, and St. Louis, that's a great big win over there because they won the next game. They still a battle against Arizona. They lost a big point yesterday, Arizona. We'll talk about this the next thing. And then, I believe me, a team is dangerous right there, and I cannot.
They're dangerous.
Them. It's San Jose.
You think
they have to find that, and they have to find the consistency so that they have element to win, go around everybody there. But if Tarasenko can be hot in St. Louis, maybe the slump is over now. But Bennington yesterday had 50 save, Michael, yesterday.
Wow. Yeah, St. Louis has not looked great since Tarasenko came back, so it's going to be interesting.
Yep.
I think they'll get it together. They've had less production since Tarasenko came back from Kyrou. He had a great start. I think he's still dangerous, but that's kind of affected them a little bit. I think it'll even out, but I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, Arizona looks pretty good to me.
They look good. Yeah, you're going to see them like they lost a big point yesterday against Anaheim. That's a bit frustrated. It's talking after the game yesterday. It's not Anaheim, I'm sorry, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
But again, like if you check the score, look. By the way, the first score the NHL from Leo Buskin.
Oh yeah, he's a good defenseman.
So for them, so that's great to see him. It was 2-1, 2-1. Darlin scoring the goal yesterday. I was. Darlin, he's back on injury. Good for him. Yeah.
Yeah, he listen, I mean, we've seen him a lot. He killed us in Everett.
So he was 3-1 Arizona.
He
that's
killed
what
us.
I said. I mean, they scored 2 goals at the beginning. They come back 3 goals in 13 minutes. It's hurt them at that moment. But again, they are a fragile team because, Aaron Hill, I don't say it's because of him, but I think overall,
Aiden Hill.
I think it's a big loss for them yesterday.
Yeah, that's tough.
So,
I think I expected more from Lawson Krause, but I guess we're not seeing that.
well, him
Um,
and Fisher struggle also.
yeah, Fisher too. Dvorak's been really good. Kempe's had a great year for LA. The name that I keep not seeing on the scoreboard for LA is Velarde. And I think that they had early success when Velarde was going, and he struggled, and they've struggled because he really gave them a really excellent second line. Now, Anderson Dolan's up there. I kind of prefer Anderson Dolan on the wing. I don't think he's a centerman personally.
He was held to scratch yesterday.
Well, they need to do something because he's capable of a lot more. I don't know what's going on with him. He's had historical back injuries. Hopefully that's not has nothing to do with it. Because when they were going, that was because he was powering that second line, and as he dropped, they dropped.
Villa Lemieux play his first game with the team. So
How was that?
So
why can he never get past the fourth line, Pierre?
It's a Matt Martin players.
Maybe
that's who he is. Yeah, nothing else. It's that why he is born for that part. And I think a player like him is very important about that.
Yeah, they're interesting. I think we saw some glimmer for LA, but the better days are not this season. I mean, they're in the future.
Yep. We still have 15 minutes. Let's move on tonight. We have a long, big night tonight.
Oh, do we? Oh, boy.
11 game.
Holy moly. Let's watch.
Yeah, that's why we want to go there.
Devils and Sabres. Will the Sabres continue to get points? They've had points in how many games straight now? 6?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep. 5
They won their last game against New Jersey.
They 3-1, 3-0-2. So good for them. I think Hulmack is going to be back. Hulmack is back in the lineup. And, that'd be a great to see them over there.
Last 5 games, Ryan Murray's had 6 points.
Yeah. That's, tomorrow we're going to talk about those different teams. Who is seller, who is the buyer, who's the player. He's the player for me. I think Florida should look about.
Ryan Murray?
Yeah.
Ryan's a good skater. He's solid. I think 6 points in 5 games is, unusual for him. This guy's really surprised how bad he's been. Gusev has done nothing. They still don't have Heeshire.
Yeah, he talking about him should be back in the lineup.
Heeshire?
Yeah. So I expect him to be back, maybe not tonight, but he's back on skating with yesterday, so I think he'll be there. I think you have a couple of trades they can get right now. I think they could trade Butcher, they could trade Kulikov, Murray, and Vatanen. That's a 3 guy over there. I think Florida should look about that.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
might as well.
Yep. So, but again, it's a game for nobody. Honestly, this game.
Flyers and Islanders. Flyers.
This is a team where Islanders now they're going together. Those 2 players. We'll see how they're going to learn. But again, Flyers they have no tomorrow. Right? Every game is a playoff game for them, and they cannot lose those games. Important like that. So I expect Carter Hart maybe in the net tonight, and we'll see what happens.
He didn't play amazing last game. We still have not seen the best from him.
You have some fun team in the NHL. It's fun to watch, and if you're a hockey fans right now, watch game from New York Rangers.
Oh my God.
They are really fun to watch. Whatever you're not a fans for the Rangers, they are excited. A lot of things happen there. A lot of goals usually, but it's fun to watch. You have a lot of players to watch right now for them. Panthers 11 points the last 5 games. It's plus 2 points per game right now. But it's just good to see, Pichinovich, you have Blackwell over there. Shitdale has 7 goals. You know what I mean? So you can see that Kako is now a 6 goal this year. Crater is a little bit quiet right now. But again, he got a point or something like that. Zibanejad is on fire. Strom is on fire. Andy Fox is on fire right now. They are all the guys. Fox and Strom, they are on the straight right now point every time like that. Interesting to see them like that. And one thing we don't see. Look, Chesterkin, Michael, and we have to mention him. Why you said coach? You should mention him because he's at 0.92 and 4 with the New York Rangers. Where you
Crazy.
look at the defenseman, is not great defense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he is definitely an elite
he's
goaltender.
going to be the next 2-3 years one of the
Absolutely.
top best goaltending in NHL for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, about Richards, I just want to mention because was great to see a long quiz on the ice this week. So we heard a couple of news from him. He said
That's good.
he's not done with hockey. He wants to go back again.
Really?
Yeah, everything about that one over there. Pittsburgh have a bad game the last game, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's part of the game sometime, like Colorado did yesterday. So I think they move on. The one player we want to mention to you is McCann. He is on fire, Michael. If you click on him, you're going to see McCann is unbelievable for the last 10 games. Like Crosby. Look, like one point, one goal, 2 assists, whatever. 18 point for him is pretty good, honestly.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was right now almost like going like a 40 plus point never happened to him. So good for him for again to take advantage of Madkin, though it's not the lineup. So it's good to see for them that part.
The one thing I'll note was last game they had Kako, Lafreniere, and Chido playing on a line, and they looked damn good for the Rangers.
Yeah. Again, it's just a time. Be patient with Lafreniere. And the good thing about this, Michael, he's not, like guys sometimes first round pick is coming to save the like Urshire. He show up with a team with nobody around him, right? Not much great players. Lafreniere right now play on the third line.
Yeah.
That give you an idea they are depth right now, Rangers. If they can find a way to get 1-2 more players next year, that will be interesting for sure.
They're not far off. They still have Kravtsov, who, if he comes over,
they need 2 good defensemen, and they need at least 1 forward.
Oh, he played? Wait, he came
played that first game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came back like a couple of days ago.
Oh, he did?
Yep.
Oh. So he's played 2 games now.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I really like Lindgren. He's growing on me. I really think Keandre Miller looks great. Adam Fox is better than I
don't believe on Lindgren, but I believe on Miller. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, Miller's excellent. Yeah.
I believe on him. Smith, no. Trouba is a money situation right now, but you can see right now they struggle with Lindgren over there.
Trouba's, Winnipeg got the better of that deal.
Yep.
They're interesting. All right, so let's blast through these other games. We got Bruins and Capitals.
Really interesting, that one over there. Boston have to win those games. Washington is so the last 6 game. The problem they have a little bit is Samsonov and Vanecek right now. So maybe Boston will take advantage of that. But Boston, I don't know. Alak is back in the lineup, so goaltending is a problem. They talk a lot to get a new goaltender until the next Monday. So something we're going to talk tomorrow. But as the team is looking for someone tomorrow.
Yeah, makes sense. Panthers and Hurricanes.
This is a back-to-back. Look, people, the fans of Florida on the face group, they are, crazy because they don't win. But you have to be honest. Hurricane, for me right now, they are one of the top best 6 team in the NHL. They're going to have the rookie back in the lineup, the goaltender tonight. Panthers probably go with Drager, and I promise. And if I was Bill Zito, I'd trade Drager right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're going to lose him. And this kid, Michael, is 26 years old, right?
Perfect.
Now he's going to say, oh, why not to get him $2.5 million stay in Florida? That's maybe his best time in his life to get a $4-5 million for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like a 20 years old or 22 years old to have a bridge contract, right? Right now, he is a time to get him at $4 million somewhere. And this direction right now, I don't know what's going on, but Buffalo should get him right now and trade Montour or Ristolainen, and Florida win on that one over there. And when you go to the playoff, Michael, how many times happen like you have a goaltending situation with two goaltender and you switch all the time? Not happen a lot. It's rare you use two goaltender, and
I mean,
it's
they're
just
not
like
going to.
yeah, it's just a security.
Yeah, Montembeault would be a fine backup. You could always go to Spencer Knight if Bobrovsky got hurt, but in the end, you're going to ride Bobrovsky.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
the way
pay
it's gonna
$10 million, right? So for me, if I was Bill Zito, right, that's what I will do. I have to live with you for that tomorrow.
Lightning have not been playing great lately, and they've dropped.
No, they struggle a little bit. Like I believe they are 5-4-1 or so, something like that.
5-5-0. Yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
5-5-0 in their last 10.
5-5-0. Yeah,
they've lost 2 in a row, so they're still 15 games above, but they dropped from first to third. And I mean, they're not going to drop beyond third, but
they're going to stay there. They're going to maybe finish first, right?
Yeah.
It's like I said, everybody have a slump. Every time that, and also be careful. Now I'm going to talk about this a little bit in 2 weeks, but when we go to hit Michael, the game 45 to 50, a lot of rosters going to change right now. A lot of taxi squads going to play. They're going to rest players. They're going to let it go. A lot of game where they are sure to finish first or second or third or fourth. So,
all right, more games tonight, Pierre. So we got Jets and Canadians.
Yeah, it's a back-to-back for Montreal. They are not great this year. I think they won only one time a back-to-back game. I'm not sure they can bring back Jake Allen in the net tonight. I think they will because I think they don't want to use Brimo. Montreal losing Gallagher Price. On the flip side, Winnipeg lost Blake Wheeler.
That's bad.
For maybe 1 or 2 weeks before we reevaluate him for concussion. But again, Kyle Connor looked like Wayne Gretzky against Montreal.
He's so good.
We'll see. But, the series when I was 2-1-2, something like that, very close each other. We'll see how Winnipeg will be rest for sure. In Montreal maybe suffer during the third period, but we'll see what happening.
Rematch of Oilers and Senators.
It's a back-to-back night for them. So it'll be interesting to see. 7-0 Senators. This is the last game of the year between they play 6-9. No, they play 2 more games, but that's 8-0 maybe. So
Predators and Red Wings.
This is a game where Nashville cannot lose, and that's a game where it's very dangerous because Detroit can have that kind of game where they can win 3-1, 3-2.
Yep, they've been a bit of a spoiler. Blackhawks and Stars. Stars have been very erratic. Blackhawks.
No tomorrow for both teams. Every minute count, every period count, every game count, every point count for both teams. Whatsoever is the Stars chase the Blackhawks and the Blackhawks chasing the Nashville. And now you're not only looking at the scoreboard in front of you, but you have to check the scoreboard on the right side in the corner because you have to check what's going on with Nashville.
I mean, it should be a good game. I like the fact that Kirby Dach is back. I think that gives them a big tool to make a push for the playoffs. We have to obviously see continued success from Lankinen, but he's been very good all year. It's just going to boil down to their schedule, I think.
Yeah.
That'll be the answer for them. That's all our games, Pierre. We have the Canucks and Flames are postponed. But the Flames are falling fast, right? Like, as I kind of thought, they're like dropping like a rock.
I don't know if you heard about, Vancouver, every time that, but a lot of variant inside the team, by the way.
A lot of
variant virus. Not only the COVID, it's really the variant. Just want to let you know, Charlie McCoy is back in Boston. He won't play before Sunday. And Tukas Rask is back on the ice skating, but he's a day-to-day situation. And then Durant Frederic is not going to play tonight, not because of COVID, but just a illness. Every time that. So which number do you think he was going to wear? Number 9, Zajac.
Zajac? I'm not sure.
You think he's going with 91?
No. I can't see why he would do that.
Because he cannot wear number 19.
I think nobody. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that anybody will wear 91 after Tavares
Butch Goring.
and Butch Goring. True.
You know, one player you maybe talk about this is Aslan for Buffalo. Do you know him?
Oh, Asplin. Yeah, Rasmus Asplin.
Yeah, he played the first line tonight.
Is he really? Huh. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, he's been a good prospect for them for a while. I mean, I don't know what to expect from him. I think they thought he'd be kind of like a third line guy, but he's got 4 goals in 10 games and he's been good. I mean, he didn't do anything last year, but he's young. You know, he was a second round pick, so he was picked pretty high in 16. But he's 23 now, 24. So I don't know if I really expected much from him.
It's a Swayman's going to start the game for the Boston Bruins tonight. Shesterkin is between the pipe tonight. Just give you the best of the best. All the news around the league right now.
Will Casey Middlestad get more points tonight?
That's what I want to see. How's he going to react? You know, the team looking better is because he's looking better.
That's definitely a big part of it. You know, I think there was definitely a problem, obviously, with the prior situation. So
Vasilevsky and Jerry are the starter tonight. Just give you more. Sam Gagner is available to play tonight if you would like him a lot. So just wanted to let you know.
Are they going to play Svechnikov?
You know, for me, for them, when I look Detroit, I'm always looking for one player right now. I'm always looking for Rasmussen. I'm sold on this game.
No,
I really like this. Me, I was Montreal. I would trade for him.
They're not trading. They're nuts if they trade him. He's
a good skater. It's just nobody knows him a lot.
Oh, they know him. They drafted him 6th overall.
but nobody talk about him a lot. That's my point.
I think his best days are ahead of him, but you can see, right? Like he is a pain in the neck because he's giant. He's 6'6", 6'7". You're not going to move him. Now he can skate. He wasn't a good skater before. He's conditioned really well. He's always had great hands, Pierre. He can go around the net and he's going to figure it out and he'll do damage at some point. I know they were saying, oh, this guy's going to be a third line centerman. I don't see that. I always thought he was going to be a second line for them, or, you know, I know they were like, oh, let's put him on the wing, but I think that was before he showed he could skate. Now what do? You want that guy in the middle.
Yep. I just want to mention to you a good news for Detroit. Jonathan Bernier is back to play tonight.
Oh, good. Oh,
it's not sure he start, but he's available to play. And Aaron Dell is going to be between the pipe for them tonight from the
really?
Tonight. Yep.
Aaron Dell is going to play?
Yep. And Ilya Samsonov is going to start her. And they welcome Washington welcome Daniel Carr. And they will remove Daniel Sprong as a forward, as a chance we have for
interesting. Daniel Carr's been mainly in the AHL. Wasn't he in Montreal for a while?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Is he a St. Mike's kid? I think he played at St. Mike's, didn't
he? You have a deal right now between Chicago and Florida. The next couple,
I'm thinking someone else.
And Brett Connolly and Raleigh Stillman could be direction for Chicago.
Why?
I don't know who do you think Chicago can get on that one? Florida, who they can get?
Wait, you're saying they would trade to get Brett Connolly?
They would send Connolly and Raleigh Stillman to Chicago, and I really believe it would be. It's all you guys. I'm opening up my mouth here. Here's what's happening. Florida's going to trade. Chicago is going to trade. Florida is going to trade to Chicago to send Brent Connolly and Riley Stillman to open up door to get more money and expect after that to get a big trade for.
So they'll give like a draft pick and.
Only a draft pick. They will almost give them 2 players.
Yeah, they might. So take
and that would give them about $4 million open up, and I expect a big Taylor Owl maybe.
That would make sense. I mean, if you pulled that off and Buffalo retained some salary, that would probably be a wash, right? Like Connolly is like 4 million a year.
Yeah, I think so.
Or is he
He's
2?
right.
Maybe he's not. 3.5. So yeah, and if you retain some salary in Buffalo, you could probably fit Taylor Hall. Gonna be interesting. All right, Pierre, we got a big night ahead of us. Good show.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I just gave you. I tried to get. Yeah, so they will be a trade break soon. Chicago, Florida. They just said Kenville not going to dress both of them tonight. Interesting, huh? I
Yeah.
tried to get a waiver list and not nobody tell me something about that one over there. So we're going to be a really busy for the next couple of days in NHL. So be alert about everything's going on around the league. Just give you an idea. You talk about Casey Milton's stat. Last 4 games, Michael, 3 goals, 2 assists, plus 3, 1 on power play, 5 shot on the net. He played 16 minutes 47 the last game.
If you watch the goals he scored, like he can shoot the puck really well. It's like if he can get on track, even if he's a 20 goal guy, but I think if he gets on track, he'll be more than that. I didn't think he would turn it around. So we'll see if he can do it over the long term. But he looks good the last few games. Maybe he's a fit with the coach.
That would be something you have to look for, sure.
That would really help them a lot. All right, Pierre, have a great day.
All right, everybody. Have an amazing, great day. We'll see you tomorrow for another Hockey Nation Live show at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Tomorrow, we'll talk about more trade. Could happen the next 24 hours. But if not, we're going to talk about who can be trade, who is going to seller, who is going to buyer. And at the end of the day, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody.
Awesome.
He's just missing 5,000 people.